You're listening to a Whales or Whales production. You're also listening to Whales. Visit whalesorwhales.com for more projects and shows like this one.
Greetings.
Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Hearthaholics, a Hearthstone podcast about sitting back, chatting with friends, and figuring out how to be more awesome at this game. And for a second, I thought I couldn't find that on my show notes and was going to panic and forget how to do the intro, but we are all good. It's so complex, you would assume I have it memorized by now.
Show notes save the day.
I am your host, Bryan, and joining me today are two lovely people, one of which is Billy. Hello, Billy.
How did I fall underneath the category of lovely? I don't know how that happened, but...
You are a lovely person, Billy.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right.
You need to own it, Billy.
Now I'm a little bit more happy at life. But yes, hello, Bryan.
There you go. Otherwise known as Brawly on Twitch and on the YouTubes. We also have Andres with us. Hey, Andres.
Hey, Ryan. How's it going?
It is going great. How about you?
It's going awesome. I'm super excited about this episode.
Yeah, me too. It's, we have stuff to talk about. Like,
there's definitely stuff to talk about.
Is next Romus out? Is like that what we're talking about? Or
for people who come to us for Hearthstone news, the most recent Hearthstone expansion has come out. The second thing I would say to you is follow other people for Hearthstone news because we're really bad about. It's not our job to keep you updated on all news. We're not bad at talking about Hearthstone, but we don't even have a news segment on this show. So there are a lot of Hearthstone news stuff that we just won't cover because we don't think it's interesting.
Hearthstone news is usually like tournament stuff.
That's a good point. So maybe just follow us and you'll get all the good news and none of the fluff.
Yeah, that. There you go.
There you go, Billy. Turning it around for the positive. But yeah, the most recent expansion has been announced, the Grand Tournament. And there's lots of stuff to talk about there. But first, I just wanted to have us all give a quick update on what our week's been like. What you been up to this week, Billy?
I've been playing a lot of ladder. Been playing a lot of warrior in particular. Mainly
a special kind of warrior, right?
Yeah, mainly.
We're not talking patron here.
No. We're talking Raging Worgen combo OTK warrior, which has been a lot of fun. I've actually recently switched to control warrior just because I got kind of bored. And I'm only
your games weren't taking long enough.
Well, wait. The way I look at it is like I actually have 40 wins to go, but I only have 20 wins to go for Golden Warrior, but I count it as 40 because it's Control Warrior games, so they take like twice as long.
That's a good way to count it.
They're getting so close. Do you think you're ever going to look back, like come back to Warrior, or are you pretty much done once you get your Golden?
Oh, no, I just play with like Fauna and Juggernaut decks.
Much more reason to play it. Now you got the most badass Golden Hero in the game.
Yeah. That's not how Billy works.
Yeah, that's
true. That's true.
I've only got one more to go there.
You can't really stop until you have all your golden heroes. Then you can sit back and enjoy it.
But Paladin's not a fun class. I don't want to go get that. That's just too much effort.
I don't want to get into this again.
Just sorry, it's just not. Maybe there'll be some new cards for Paladin.
The problem for you is there's currently no good combo Paladin out there. So like,
yeah, that's really my issue.
Paladin.
With pretty much all of the decks that I've gotten Golden, I've always played like either the super aggro version or like a combo version.
Well, I've got good news for you. There is a super aggro Paladin.
Yeah, that's a boring deck.
Oh yeah, yes there is.
Oh man.
Which have weirdly got really popular this past like 2 days.
Yeah, what have you been up to, Andres? Have you still been playing that much?
This week I haven't been able to play a lot. Just like last week, real life has been kind of getting in the way, and I've been kind of, I don't know. There's so many games that I've been trying to enjoy myself with other games too. So my Hearthstone time has been running a little thin, but I still managed to sneak a few ladder games in. I'm like a star away from rank 4 right now.
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of Hunter. Mainly just like all variants. I tried a little bit of the hybrid one. I tried a little bit of the mid-range one. Right. Then I went to phase for like 2 games, but couldn't do it. I was like, I just can't do this. It's too reliant. It's kind of like a coin flip, right? If you can kill your opponent fast, good for you. And if you can, it's just you feel so helpless,
Yeah.
especially with all the decks right now, especially Patron. God, it's so scary playing against Patron or Control Warrior.
Yeah.
When you're
Face
playing
Hunter-
Face Hunter, the play button should read 50-50 instead of play.
It's just a
then
coin
just-
flip. Don't
yeah,
even
just-
play the game, just it flips. The coin flip at the beginning of the game should just decide the game and save everyone some time.
Hybrid Hunter on the country, though, I've been really liking that because
I've heard great stuff. Wait, is
you
this still
started out-
hybrid? I always just hear mid-range nowadays. Is hybrid still out
Yeah,
there?
Hybrid kind of changed its
yeah.
name to mid-range because it kind of makes sense. It is kind of just mid-range Hunter.
I think they're still separate. The mid-range one is a little more board control centric at first, and then just really takes over in the late game. The hybrid one, on the other hand, is aggressive from the start, kind of like a Face Hunter, but you still have the mid game bombs like High Main and Doctor Boom. So it kind of works out because it tricks people into thinking they're face, so they start mulligan and playing cards really inefficiently against you, just to stop you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
we
you
know the
drop the high main
differences.
on them, and they're kind of like with their pants down. So that's kind of like the charm of that deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Speaking of Hunter, I said I'm not a big fan of Face Hunter or Aggro Hunter. That is until this last week's Tavern Brawl. We had a very fun game night.
I am so sad that I missed the one this week.
know. I
because
was really
this
bummed
one
as well.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. So it started out with very control-y decks, which I suppose would be understandable because the Tavern Brawls you start with 10 mana. So people want to, drop Alexstrasza, drop Dr. Boom, drop Kel'Thuzad, and just
Turn one Nefarian.
or as Billy liked to do, turn one Tyrion and then throw up a secret. So what is it? Redemption?
Yeah,
Where he
Redemption.
comes
Oh
back
my
with
god,
one
that
health.
is so good. Nice.
Yeah, so Billy was doing that and then also playing Holy Wrath with like a deck of crazy expensive cards.
That is fantastic.
And that was doing great. And then finally I decided to try to counter the meta by making a Hunter, the one class no one had tried all night. And it was just a Hunter that was super aggressive with a few answers to control. I think like the
You
MVP.
just like unloaded your hand on the first turn or something.
Pretty much. The three MVP cards from it were Misdirection, which kept Billy stalled for a very long time with his giant
That
paladin
was
deck.
just so mean, that card. That just,
Nice.
What was the second? Oh, Deadly Shot, because people were playing all of these huge creatures alone onto the field. So Deadly Shot was pretty fun. And then Jeeves was actually incredible in this
Oh my
mode.
god, nice.
So those are the three
Thinking outside
ones.
the box.
And I got on a crazy win streak just going face the whole time. So every game was just me saying, me go face. And then attacking. And that was pretty
Brad,
much.
what you've just done is like how Face Hunter spawned, right?
Yes.
That's but now you hate Face Hunter. Well, not hate Face Hunter, but now you don't like Face Hunter. I don't understand why you don't like Face Hunter.
I
You
don't like
this-
Face Hunter because I don't win 6 times in a row when I
Well,
play it.
that's strong. That's, you know what? That's very true.
And Jeeves isn't as good in typical mana. But yeah, eventually, I was taken down by one of our members, T, when she played a priest that was actually built to counter me with like every taunt in the game. And she was playing like the 2/5 taunt robots, like 2 a turn, and then getting more of them and resurrecting them. And it was really bad. I finally lost that game.
That is the beauty about Hearthstone, that no matter what deck you build, somebody can always build something that counters.
It was really weird seeing a meta created for this, like through one night. It went from control to aggro to counter aggro, and it's like the meta was literally shifting as the night went on. Which
nice.
is pretty
The cool thing
hilarious.
with the Hangout is that everyone gets to see the game, right? So everyone's already thinking ahead
Yep. They know
of
my
how they're
deck.
gonna beat the winner.
Totally. So it creates a constantly shifting meta. The really sad moment is when I had her down to like 7 life, and I had Alexstrasza as my only card in my hand, and she played Mind Vision. And I'm like,
Oh wow, nice.
no, and that lost me the game. So
Nice.
should have thought of that going into it, but that was like an incredibly fun Tavern Brawl. So I was a big fan of that. Other than that, I did finally break rank 5 this last week. And
Nice.
that was nice.
Welcome to the 5 Club.
5
Yeah.
Club.
And that's probably all I'll do for ranked for a while. I might go back to Arena, but yeah, that's been me this last week.
I've
So-
been actually having a lot of success in Arena lately, more than in Ranked. I've gotten like
Ooh, while we're on the topic of
12
Arena,
wins.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got my first 12 wins this week. Hype.
nice.
I thought that was the case with your profile picture. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
man. I was super excited about it. Did that on stream, and I had a couple people in chat. Ham, I want to mention because he's awesome. He's always usually in there when I'm doing an arena run, and it was super exciting because I top decked like a Holy Nova in the perfect circumstance, and I had a Shadow Boxer on board, so that did 1 damage to everything, and it was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I always feel like 12 wins come when you get that one lucky game where you are about to lose and you top tick the right thing and you're able to pull off that win instead of losing and you just ride it from there. I don't know.
Yeah,
it kind of comes out like that. Yeah.
I'm really hoping to go back to Arena. But let's go ahead and jump into the grand tournament stuff here because there is a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, I agree. Let's jump in.
All right. So before we jump into specific cards here, we're going to try to quickly go through all the cards that were released over this past, one day, I guess, at this point? Or has it been 2 days since the announcement?
2 days. They released one originally, like a batch with the original announcement, and then they released, I think, 3 more this
Gotcha.
afternoon.
That sounds correct.
Oh, technically, they released 4. Because the Poison Blade was not in the original set.
Right.
You're right.
So what did you guys just think about this in general from what we'd all been predicting it would be to what it was? Like, Andres, you were right on the money.
Oh, that it was coming out in August?
Well, that it was coming out in August. You also said it was going to be a full expansion of cards instead of all these other things people were theorizing. Like, yeah, you really called the pattern here.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed really obvious that this was what was coming. And August just seemed like the perfect time. And all the clues were just leading up to it, honestly.
Totally. Yeah. The No Death Knight, I guess that was also one of the things that people were hoping for, but was a little bit out there for it.
Well, I mean, we knew it wasn't Death Knight a day after the scroll came out. So
that's true. Yep. That's true because they confirmed that on Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you all think of this release schedule? It looks like it's going to be about every 6 months or 3 to 4 months going from, adventure to full expansion to adventure.
Yeah.
We can assume kind of
I can imagine another little announcement on BlizzCon and then maybe another adventure in December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might announce the adventure at BlizzCon just to have a thing.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Like, I like the switching back and forth.
At BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm. They announced Death Knight?
They announced Death Knight.
I mean, Ice Crown really seems like a good choice for the next adventure.
A man can only dream, Billy.
It's leading in, right? This event that's in this expansion leads into it, right?
I think it does. I mean, they're doing it that they don't have to go that route, but that it would make a lot of sense if they do.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit silly, but
although the way they introduced this was kind of like Ice Crown was already over, right? Like this had already happened and the tournament kept going and they moved forward. So who even knows if they are actually going to do Ice Crown after this? It could be something completely opposite.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of choices. But yeah, do you all like this like theme they decided to go with and
oh my God,
both the mechanics and the like character?
I was like a little boy watching that announcement. It was so cool. Plus
the best thing
all out in those things.
I don't know why, but my IQ must get low, like worse when I watch like this live, because I was watching this live and I'm like sitting, like whenever I saw something like impressive, I'd like clap in my room and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. No one's hearing me
giggling
clap.
And I was getting excited in my room, just jumping in my chair. I was a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I was doing all of that.
Hearthstone does that to you.
They create a very childlike atmosphere, and I don't mean that at all as a negative, but just such a joyful atmosphere with how they release these things with the sing-songs and the colorful art. Like, it's just so wonderful. I absolutely love the trailers they released. They're just
the trailer is fantastic. Yeah, the song.
As a nerd, I never understood why people get so excited at sports and yell at the TV, and now I get it. Now I get it. Makes sense.
Totally. So, Billy is the only one who caught the live event. Was it good? Did you enjoy it? I only caught a couple of the VODs afterwards.
Catching it live is probably a much more enjoyable experience than watching the VODs, because most likely you've catched a glimpse of a card or whatever. For
I watched the whole thing. They have it up in their Twitch channel.
No. But what I'm saying is you might have like caught a glimpse of
read
a card
about everything
before.
It gets a little spoiled for you. Yeah, I know what you mean.
For me, being able to watch it live was an incredible experience, because when they announced the Inspire mechanic, that was like awesome. Like, you know, there's just so like I don't know, it's an incredible experience to see all this stuff brand new. And like even when they showed off the new game board, I went nuts. I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. There was a moment where the stream shut down.
I heard about that.
A minute. But it's whatever. It's gonna happen. It's the internet.
Yeah, it's about to happen. I just thought it was really cool watching the audience like gasp and just like being really
that's
amazed
cool
whenever
that
they show something.
they got a
Everyone would be
crowd
like,
there.
"Oh my god, yeah!"
So were you seeing new cards as they played with them in the show match? Like were those announced beforehand, or were they?
They showed a couple cards beforehand, and then they were like, "All right, now we're gonna show you guys some matches. Enjoy."
Yeah, they
and
didn't
then
show.
were like,
they didn't show that many cards, just like 4 or 5.
yeah, they showed.
That's cool.
They showed. I think they showed Lock and Load.
Mm-hmm.
I think they showed Effigy. No, they didn't show Effigy. Anyway, point being,
No.
they only did show a very small portion of the cards, and then they put them in an actual show match, and then that was the big reveal of the cards that we didn't get to see yet.
Yeah. I was a huge fan. The flavor, I think, is fantastic. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant and gives them a reason to have a lot of variety. They're not really tied to one thing in specific. But I think the idea of just this grand tournament all coming together and basically having a big festival fits Hearthstone really well. So I was happy to see that. I actually am having trouble figuring out like what exactly thematic consistency they're trying to go for with the cards, if any at all, with this.
Did you?
I think it's gonna be like Knights in Honor, but basically it's gonna be a medley of all races, just all over the world, just
you heard
coming
the
together.
announcement, right? Did you read like what the lore is behind this?
I think so, but it didn't. I was so quickly scrolling down to see the cards.
The grand tournament is not the Argent tournament. This is the tournament after the Argent tournament, where they had like a bunch of people. They sent out invitations to everyone.
So it's like celebration rather than preparing for war.
Yeah, they
it's
already
a bunch
defeated the Lich King, and they just want to keep the tradition
well, they didn't
going
say
because they
that.
thought it was really
They didn't
cool.
say the Lich King had been defeated. They said that the
Arthas Lich King was defeated.
Did they say that? I don't think they said that. I think they just said
Is the grand tournament a thing in WoW? Or did they make this up?
No.
Okay.
This is made up.
Well, the Argent tournament is a thing, and they did it to prepare before the battle for Arthas. And then what they're saying in the intro was that they just made it into a tradition, right? That became the grand tournament. So
you could infer that they defeated Arthas since this is after the
You could
Argent
infer, but you're right. They didn't say that.
They never said the words Arthas was defeated, and then
they're going to do Ice Crown, so they're going to dance around that. Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't do Ice Crown at some point. But yeah, and so I like the flavor. I'm curious to see like how much the overall flavor comes through. Stuff like Lowly Squire definitely seems to fit it, but then you have Ball of Spiders, which has nothing to do with it. That's fine. GVG was similar. The thing I was probably even more excited about, though, is the direction they're going with mechanics, which is this entire focus on hero power. So the new mechanic is Inspire.
Yeah.
And that is something that happens every time you use your hero power. So like one is Inspire, give this minion +1 attack, or another is Inspire, add a random spell to your hand. So the idea that they're basically encouraging you to use your hero power more and then giving you all these ways to modify your hero power, and your hero power modifies the board, I just think creates a very interesting and choice-filled gameplay experience. So I'm really excited about them going in that direction.
So this is really interesting because they're shifting the focus completely from the board into the hero. So your hero is going to be the focus of a lot of this card, especially because you're going to want a hero power as much as possible.
So do we want to start talking about some of the cards so that we can actually use this as a reference? Because I want to respond to what you just said, but can't without like going in depth on some cards.
Totally. That's a good idea. We can finish out our impressions about the mechanics once we go through the cards, because we can have that more informed discussion. So
okay.
That's cool. Let's go ahead and start that then. We'll start with class cards. First up is Mage. One of the Mage class cards is Fallen Hero. This is a minion, 2 cost. It is rarity, 3 attack, 2 health, and the text reads, your hero power deals 1 extra damage. So this would effectively make the ping from Mage dealing 2 damage.
It's also worth noting that this can come out of Shredder. So Hunter, if it gets it from Shredder, does 3 damage. And if Warlock gets it, they're now doing 3 damage to themselves.
If you think it works like that for Warlock as well?
It would have to, because Warlock's hero power reads deal 2 damage to your hero.
If it says extra, I assume it's not adding it. So like Priest wouldn't heal something for 1 and deal 1 damage to it.
It says extra damage. Yeah.
It might also work like the Hunter card. What's his name? The sniper, the single sniper, where if any other class gets it, it just doesn't work.
It would say that's a bit different, because it says you can re-aim, which is your hero power. You can aim your hero power, which defaultly every hero power can do, unless it's not a...
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess this one is more translatable. So we'll see. We'll see. That would be
I've heard
interesting.
it related to spell power. How spell power won't affect healing spells, it will affect damage spells. I could see that working. But yeah, I think this is cool.
Really cool card. Yeah, very.
I think it's
like a lot of
almost an
uses
auto
for it.
include it in Tempo Mage. I think that Sorcerer's Apprentice will get cut for this in a lot of Mage decks.
Works pretty well. Sorcerer's Apprentice is pretty awesome, but I can see it working somewhere in there,
I don't know.
especially since
The thing
more
about
of an
this
aggressive
mechanic
version.
is that it's almost like the decks that would come out of this. I imagine them being completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might not just be take our existing decks and add these in, but
Exactly.
I agree with the ability that an aggressive or tempo E type of mage, maybe a hero power kind of based mage going forward, is going to be awesome. And there are so many cards it's going to combo with. So
Yeah.
Speaking of cards it combos with, we have Kuldara Drake. This is an epic minion. Costs 6 mana, 6 health, 6 attack. It is a dragon type, and it reads, you can use your hero power any number of times.
Oh my god, this guy is
important
amazing.
to note. This is a mage card. But go ahead, Andres.
I was gonna say this guy is amazing. Like I cannot see a downside to this guy. It's 6 mana for a 6/6.
I got one
solid.
for you. He's 6
I have
mana.
My only downside for it is a fairly high mana card that does not necessarily have an effect when you play it, and that's always risky.
In
Because
order for
Tharson
this
has an effect
effect
when
to
you play it.
be, in order for this effect to be played in order for the effect to do something, the turn you play it, you have to play this card on turn 10, which means you're paying 10 mana essentially to play a 6/6 battle cry, deal 2 damage as a mage.
That is assuming there have been no other modifications to your hero power. But
Yes. I think this card will be good, but not for the reasons we currently think it is. I do find it interesting that they made a dragon class card for mage, because mage currently doesn't have any dragon specific synergy. So maybe there's going to be another mage card which has dragon specific synergy.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on this card real quick, Andres? Because you were excited about it. Like, what are you thinking of
The Drake,
using it for?
I don't know. I think this card is going to be really, really powerful. Because the thing is, sure enough, when it hits the board, it's not going to have an immediate impact. But the thing is, don't underestimate the power of just a raw 6/6 on curve. Like, the body is already pretty strong, and it's going to make your opponent have to remove it, right? It's going to force them to answer this guy, because you definitely don't want a turn where the mage just goes eight balls with this and destroys your board. Like, imagine you play a Kuldara Drake, and then the next turn you play a Fallen Hero and just deal 2 damage to a bunch of things.
It doesn't have it has 6 health, so it's very hard to kill. Like 2 swings, it requires 2 swings of every weapon. No single spell removes it besides Fireball. It's not in big game hunter range. It should be very hard to clear without using an execute or like a kill something spell.
Additionally,
Exactly.
most 6 drops with an ability like this are 5/5. So you look at Lotheb, you look at Shield Maiden, so it trades well with all of those.
Well, Lotheb's a 5-cost card.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Lotheb is 5 cost. You're right, but
You were
Shield
thinking
Maiden,
of Sylvanas, maybe.
Sylvanas, yes, there you go. All
Yeah,
right,
but yeah,
so-
I think this card is gonna be great. It's gonna be really strong card.
It has the
I
potential
can-
to be good just because it's sticky and doesn't die to big game hunter.
And because, as we're going to see, hero powers just in general can do a lot to the board now, or just do a lot to the
Yeah,
game
especially
now.
because we haven't seen the other cards that
Yeah.
can mess with your hero power.
Yeah.
So
I think it's safe to say that for the rest of the cards we talk about here, our opinions are subject to change because we don't know the other cards in the set. There you go. Now
Right,
we
but I
know
mean,
that.
even some of the cards
if we've
announced
learned anything, is
combo.
that predicting how good cards are, it often leads to a lot of mistakes. 'Cause
But
let's,
hey, you gotta try.
let's be real. Patron Warrior is a perfect example of
because
that.
now when the set comes out, we can come back and look at this episode and be like, "Wow, were
Yep.
we wrong?" Or like,
At
"Yeah,
least
we were
we're- at least
surprisingly
we're not-
accurate on that one."
At least we're not grading cards.
Yeah, no
exactly.
grades.
I give this one an A+ just for being awesome. So, speaking of awesome, we have Shaman class cards as well.
Nope, you missed a mage card.
I did. There were there 3? Oh,
Yeah,
you're
there's a
right. They
secret.
announced 3. I totally missed that. You're right. And now I need to find it on my page because they're it's hiding. All right. So we've got a 3rd mage card. It is a secret. It is a 3-cost spell. It is rarity. It is called Effigy, which I missed to say. And it reads, secret, when a friendly minion dies, summon a random minion with the same cost. Speaking of Tempo Mage.
Interesting. So
This,
this is kind of
this
like a
card's
duplicate that
kind of
just
insane.
instantly plays your card, right? And
I compare it more to a
like a
recombobulator, really.
Yeah, recombobulator,
It's a
duplicator,
free-
something like that.
It's a free recombobulator in the sense that, like, I'm pretty sure you want this to hit anything in your deck. Like, imagine, let's just imagine it's in, like, a zoo version of Mage, right? Let's just say any 3-drop, because I'm assuming this comes out of Mad Scientist, right? So the turn this is up, you're on turn 3. Let's say any 3-drop in the entire game said Death Rattle resummon this. That would be an insane card. And that's what FEG does.
I think this card can be really strong. Like, imagine you have this up and you play a Sylvanas and they get rid of it. You might seal something and then get like the Koldaric Drake from that because it is a 6 cost.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for it. It reminds me of a role like Mirror Entity that I can fill, and that, keeping your board sticking, keeping it with the opponent.
Yeah. Especially with Mad Scientist, this card, I can see this card in some decks.
Yeah, I think the Mad Scientist energy is really what's going to make this card shine. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, whatever. And for some reason, I wasn't thinking about it coming out of Mad Scientist. And looking back at it, I'm like, oh, yeah.
This card also adds a little more to the arsenal of that kind of mage that plays for like a lot of value and like value minions
and etc. Yeah.
Yeah, and plays like duplicates and plays Echo of Medivh, where like their creatures just keep coming back and you can keep making copies of them. They never run out of creatures in that sense. So I don't know.
Although Sludge Belcher has anti-synergy with that because there's like an insane amount of bad 5-drops as far as stats go, like Faceless Manipulator and etc.
That's true. There are definitely some problems it's going to run into. I think what's going to be really interesting about this card is, one, it's hard to predict because the random factor goes so hard. We're not sure like what cost spells these decks are going to be running.
You just can't let it hit a 5-drop or a... No, you just can't let it hit a 5-drop. There's too many bad 5-drop cards.
Or a 1-drop. Like if you play Mana Worm, that could be pretty bad. Cards, yeah, that's true. There are good 5-drops. I think it's going to be one of those cards that we're going to have to see played out to kind of see what cost they play, because it's going to be interesting to me how people are able to play around this, because Mirror Entity can be played around really well.
More secrets for Mage. Yeah, it's going to be hard now, because especially once they just play a Mad Scientist in the beginning and you don't know if it's Tempo or Freeze Mage or Mech Mage or the new whatever Mage that comes out. Right. Yeah, it's going to be hard to...
It's going to be really interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited about that card. So now on to Shaman cards. We've got a Thunder Bluff Valiant. This is a 5-cost minion, rare rarity, 3 attack and 6 health, and it reads, Inspire, give your totems +2 attack.
I don't like this
is so cool. I really like this card.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I really do. I think they're trying to do something with the totem, like... race or whatever you call that. The tribe. The totem
in
tribe.
Hearthstone, they call it a race. It's technically called a race. You're right, but everyone just.
But I guess for totems, tribe sounds a little better. Anyway, I think this is so cool because the Shaman's totems are very useful and very cool, but they just fall short in the sense that they don't match up with some of the cards that are out there right now.
Yeah.
But I've seen this is not the only card that's gonna interact with the totems. Plus, they're adding a couple more totem cards into this, so I don't know. I think this is a cornerstone. This is a cornerstone for that sort of thing.
In fact, for this though, I think this should read Battlecry.
Just imagine this. Imagine if you have board control and you can make a totem and give all your totems to attack, and then next turn you can do the same, and this is stackable.
Does the totem you make?
Let's just assume that like, okay, you play this on 5, and then on 6 I use the effect. On turn 6, I'd much be preferring to play like a good card like Fire Alley, or and if I want to play it on 7, so I play them both in the same turn, I'd much prefer to be playing like a good card like Neptulon or Dr. Boom. So like in my head, this is a really bad card.
If you have a board of totems and you can play this on 7, that might be really strong.
I could see 7 being a potential for it. Does the totem you summon also get the +2 attack?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Oh no, the effect happens first and then hero power happens.
Okay, that makes it a little bit worse. So you do want to kind of.
Do you have confirmation on this? Do you know how this works?
That's how it was working on stream, unless it's like an alpha version. That's
okay,
how it was
okay,
working on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. I really like the idea of the totem synergy. I think this has potential, but it's going to kind of depend how Shaman ends up.
My
playing
thought process is if Bloodlust is a bad card, this is a bad card.
I don't see that 1-to-1 because of the existing value of this and also getting a body on the board.
Yeah,
but
body
I see
that keeps the effect going on. This is like a continued bloodlust.
I see your points, but I don't think the bloodlust reason is good.
It's also worth noting that it's kind of like give your totems +2 attack and charge, because
they would have already been out.
Yeah, they would have already been out. So
not all of them though, because now there are cards to summon totems. Speaking of which, We have Tuskar Totemic. This is a 3-cost minion, common rarity, actually. That's interesting. 3 attack, 2 health, and battle cry. Summon any random totem.
I'm assuming the reason they threw the any on there is because they're including the hero power totems in this.
They
as well
are,
as the
yes.
collection.
Yes, because there are now, yes.
This is an interesting card. It gives Shaman something to do on turn 3 that isn't Hex or Lightning Storm, which you don't really want to do on turn
overload myself with wolves.
This is totem deck incoming, boys. I can already smell it.
Yep. I like the idea of totem synergy. I'm curious if it'll pan out. I think this is a really fun addition to that.
I think
3/2 for
what
3,
we're
not
gonna
great, but
I think what we're gonna see with this card is, and with totems as a whole, is rather than seeing totem decks, we'll just be seeing decks that happen to run totems. Like, I don't think cards like the Thunderbluff Valiant, which is the card we previously talked about, will get run in these like totem, quote unquote totem decks. But I do think
I don't know. Maybe not 2 of them, but I could see
run.
running 1 as a finisher or like putting pressure once you assume board control.
Isn't Bloodlust strictly better if you're running it as a finisher?
But this one lasts. This
yeah,
is
but
a
then it wouldn't be a
continued
finisher
bloodlust.
necessarily.
Yeah,
so you got to do a
it's not
combo with
finisher.
it.
Yeah.
I think it makes Arena really interesting for Shaman, though, as well, because now their hero power becomes a lot better for Arena because you have cards that are like, what would you say, activating with it. So that's
I
really
think
cool.
it's fair to say that pretty much every single one of these cards would be interesting in Arena. So just be aware that that's pretty much our opinion on all of these cards.
That's true, but I just think the totem stuff in general, even if we don't see totem decks, I think that because totems right now, it's valuable to have board control in Arena, and having things that you can do with this board control is going to be interesting, I think, more than a lot of the hero power shifts. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Billy, that I don't necessarily see like Totem Shaman being something, but I can see Shaman utilizing some of this totem synergy in decks that have other win conditions and that sort
I
of
don't know,
thing, so.
Let's talk about the other 2 cards, because that just smells Totem Shaman to me, to be honest.
Okay, so this card is potentially what I think is the strongest card that's been announced yet.
Oh,
which
wow,
is
this card is ridiculous.
Totem Golem. It is a 2-cost minion, common rarity, 3 attack, 4 health, totem type, which is really interesting, and overload 1. So this has the potential for you to coin out and turn 1, have a 3/4 in the field, which currently is like completely undoable, I believe.
Just to be clear, this card would survive until turn 3. That's insane if you coin it out on 1. Most likely.
Your Tuskar Totemic can summon this guy for free. Overload free
That
cost.
happened a lot in the show matches. It was crazy.
So what's interesting about this totem guy is he can also come out of Shredder. So Shredder just got buffed, which is kind of scary.
This is true.
Now there are 3 worst case scenarios from Shredder. There's Succubus, Millhouse, and this.
This guy would be devastating if he comes out. I guess Millhouse is still better, but this guy's still pretty good.
I'm just excited about this guy because now I'm going to run Totemic Might, and I'm going to be best.
It is also worth noting that this is the first actual minion that's a totem.
Yeah, that's the other thing, like with attack and everything. So it's a really interesting thing.
I guess you have other ones, Healing Totem and
No.
the Manatite Totem, but
I mean,
they don't have any attack.
Attack, that's what kind of qualifies as a minion.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
normal totems have kind of just been spell effects on the board.
Other than the 1/1, of course.
Yeah.
But that's hero power.
Yeah, that's a hero power.
Totally. Yeah, totemally.
Oh my, stop.
You knew it was coming. You had to come. But yeah, this card got me really excited. I mean, am I wrong in thinking it's super strong? Is the overload just too bad to...
Honestly,
I don't think so. If it's in a totem deck, you might want to play this card and then totem the next turn.
That's what I was thinking. But
you honestly,
and then you play the next card we're going to talk about.
It really could be too punishing, but I really don't think it will be. But there is a possibility that overload is just too punishing because it has been in the past with so many cards.
The thing is, with those stats, you can contest anything.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
This is true. All right, so the last Shaman card we have here is Draenei Totem Carver. This is a 4-cost rare minion with 4 attack and 4 health, and it reads Battle Cry. Gain +1/+1 for each friendly totem.
Yep.
This is another card in this set that I think has the wrong card text. I think that this should be Inspire. I think this
reminds me of Frostwolf Warlord, so I'm thinking good arena card and not great anywhere else.
I agree. I think that if this read Inspire, it'd honestly be better.
Because this is just Frostwolf Warlord almost exactly, because sure, it's 1 mana less, but you're gonna have less totems and you're gonna have
it's like a
minions.
totem Warlord, pretty much.
So I think it's nice. It's a cool arena card, and it's not going to see any play outside arena.
Dark Iron Dwarf is better.
The thing is, it is 4 cost, the Warlord is 5 cost, and this is a 4/4 for 4.
But
so even if it does not get 1 buff, you're still getting pretty decent stats. You're not getting
decent. That's totally true.
With the Warlord, you get subpar stats if you didn't buff it.
But the idea behind a 4-drop minion that does that helps you contest the board, like Dark Iron Dwarf, is kind of better if you have totems anyway.
Oh, absolutely. There are just better.
So Shaman is just full of this really, really valuable cards. They have the Totem Golem, they have the Draenei Totem Carver, they have the what's the elemental that came out in Black Rock.
Oh, right, the
Fire Guard Destroyer. Yeah,
yes.
That guy. Just I don't know, just so much stats for very little cost.
You're right. They're becoming they're becoming the class that throws out over what would you say, undercosted but great stats with the overload.
Yeah,
and
they just pay the after with the overload.
It's kind of like the better version of the Warlock cards.
Yeah,
right?
where you hurt yourself. Shaman is just slowing itself down.
Yeah.
All right. But, speaking of something that isn't slow, we've got Hunter cards. We only have 2 of these, one of which is really interesting, one of which I don't think is. We'll go with the interesting one first. We have Lock and Load. It is a spell, 2 cost, epic rarity, and it reads, each time you cast a spell this turn, add a random Hunter card to your hand. So my initial thought with this card was, I couldn't really get it.
I desperately want to talk about this card first. Once you're done.
Sure. Then I did realize that you can use the spells that you're drawing with it to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that made it way more interesting to me. I thought it was just, I just thought of playing out your hand and then drawing a bunch for the next turn. But I'm like, oh, no, wait, you could just keep going.
I just want to say that I love the artwork. The gnome and the color behind it looks so cool. I just want to play this card because of how it looks.
It's got a super comic book vibe to it for sure.
Yeah.
I like it. This card it doesn't belong in Hunter. It's really weird. So what... in my head,
this is
Hunter,
a mage card to me.
Hunter does something with every single one of its cards. Go look at any card that it plays. It either does something the instant it's played, or it will do something no matter what, if you understand what I mean. So Lepidome doesn't do something the turn it's played, but it does do something 100% of the time. Hunter needs to constantly be doing something with that, because that's how it curves out. It's kind of tempo / mid-rangey, if you think of it like that. Lock and Load does nothing unless you have something else to combo it with, and you could say that there are currently cards in Hunter that have that. For instance, Kill Command needs to have a beast. However, Lock and Load is, in my head, far more situational, and I don't think it's going to be a good card unless there is a new type of Hunter which spawns from it, but I don't think that's possible because a lot of the Hunter spells aren't very good. Also, Hunter cards in general aren't very good unless you, luckily get, one of the few good ones.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting point. It's one of those cards that I really want to see in practice and see how Hunter shifts around it. But I think you bring up some really strong points in that it doesn't necessarily fit how Hunter plays right now. Unless maybe you're playing just so aggro of a Hunter that you have a really spell heavy Hunter that can just go. This is just a go face tool. But even then the random spells you're getting may not be supporting you in doing that. So
this card won't be run for this, at least this is all theoretical, right? But in my head, the reason this won't be run is the same reason that Echo of Masseve isn't run in Tempo Mage. It doesn't do anything, Right.
Well, I mean, I think it's different because if you have at least one spell, if it's a late enough turn, you have, a 90% chance that it's going to do something.
Well, you're still paying 2 mana to draw a card, and on average it will be a bad card because on average the Hunter cards are bad.
I wouldn't say to draw a card because if you're doing this on turn 7 or something, you could draw 3 or 4 cards.
Well, you said a spell.
I'm saying you would get at least one spell to do. Yeah, I'm saying you need one spell to start triggering it, and then you can keep comboing up that spell. Is what I'm saying. You can just keep playing what you draw. So I'm saying, in likelihood, you're going to draw something that has an immediate effect.
It's a random Hunter card, not a random Hunter spell. Oh, you're
right. It is random Hunter card. I missed that. Okay, you're totally right. It could actually burn itself out pretty quickly. Yep. So yeah, I think those are some good points about it. Another card that I don't think is great is Ball of Spiders. This is 6 mana, spell, rare rarity, and it reads summon 3/1/1 web spinners.
Oh
okay.
Yeah, this card is weird. Just the cost is so high for 3/1/1.
It's not even that
spinners.
It's high, but the issue is it contests with Savannah Highmane, and you 100% never run this card over Savannah Highmane.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just the cost is pretty good because it's 1 per web spinner. And then, draw 2 cards is 3. So you're basically drawing 2 or 3 cards with it. So that's 3. So it's like a sensible cost and then combines it all into 1 card.
Technically, you draw 3 cards out of it, but it's just so slow.
Yeah. That's the thing.
In my head, the issue with this is you're paying. Although I compare this to kind of Muster for Battle, which is kind of a silly comparison. But when we were originally talking about Muster for Battle, we were like, well, it's not very good because you're paying a lot of mana to get out these 1/1s, but they're just 1/1s at the end of the day. This is a 1/1 that is a beast, and it will always give you another beast. So maybe there is something we're not seeing just yet. Which could be fairly interesting.
I'm open to seeing what else is gonna come out that might make this card a little bit more playable. But as it is right now, it's rough.
Yeah, the Savannah is a strong point. Yep.
On turn 8, you play Emperor Thorison, and then on turn 9, you play Starving Buzzard, Bowl of Spiders.
This is true. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I was about to say that. Starving Buzzard. Wait, but wouldn't that take 11 mana?
That's too much. Yes. That's much. Before we move on, though, I wanted to go back to Lock and Load for a little bit because I think it got a little bit of hate, but I think, I don't know, I have a little different perspective on that card.
Right.
I feel like it does synergize with the type of hunter that is being played right now, especially when it comes into more control matchups. Let's say the mid-range hunter. Usually you save your burn towards the end because you're not using it on their creatures since they're running their creatures on yours, or they don't even play any creatures. But there comes a point where you're left with maybe a kill command and a deadly shot. No, what's the name of the quick shot? Yep. And you're running out of resources, and Hunter by itself doesn't have any draw mechanics. But if you can lock and load, unload all your burst, and then kind of refill your hand with it, I think that would help Hunter a lot in that kind of matchup. It's kind of like a virtual card draw, right? Instead of drawing for your deck, you're just refilling your hand with other stuff. So I could see some uses for the card. I think it could be used as a one-off. Maybe even 2 off. I don't know.
I'm not going to try and convince you here because it would take quite a while. But Lock and Load is a card that takes up a deck slot, which is, number 1, very hard for Hunter. Number 2, it's just bad unless you have that. You need to draw this extremely late in the game or else it's just a dead card.
Well, not only that, but there's a lot of difficulty with it because it's 2 mana for situational card draw, and not only situational card draw, but bad card draw because instead of coming from your deck, it's coming from random. And then additionally from that, it's a terrible top deck, which is something that hunters are sometimes running into because they're trying to close out that game. And if you top deck this, it's useless. It literally can't do anything.
Yeah, it is a bad top deck.
So I think there are a lot of things holding it back, but it is one of those cards that's so different that it's hard to just predict a minion that has bad stats.
I don't know. I feel like it could have some potential, but you're right. It might end up what's the name of the 2-cost Trigger All Death Rattles card?
Yeah, Feign Death.
Feign Death, yeah.
It has a lot of odds stacked against it. It has a lot of odds stacked against it. But I can't wait to see it, in random games and that sort of thing. This is going to be amazing. It's just going to be fun.
Cool.
So,
but yeah, that's all I want to say. I think it does have its merits. I think it does have its uses.
All right, so we also have some... Is it just a rogue card?
Yep, this is the only rogue card announced so far.
We just got 1 rogue card announced. It is Poisoned Blade. It is a 4-cost weapon. Epic rarity, 1 attack, 3 durability, and it reads, your hero power gives this weapon +1 attack instead of replacing it. So basically, that's the idea of if you used a rogue hero power, it makes it a 2/3 and then a 3/3. So it's basically bringing back the rogue hero power from beta.
This card's really cool. I have an issue with it, and that is I kind of made this card in my I made legitimately this exact card in one of my sets that I haven't showed you guys. I made this card, but it cost 1 less mana and had 1 less durability. Without ever seeing this card, which was kind of funny I saw it.
Well, it has basically existed in the game before.
I think that you can't play this card ever. I think that this is the resident bad card for Rogue, the bad epic card. They've always gotten 1 bad epic card every set. The classic set, they had Patient Assassin. The GVG set, they got the Cogmaster's Wrench, and they had Kidnapper. They've always had just bad epic cards, and I think this is their bad epic card. That's at least my opinion.
Yeah, for 1 more mana, you can get a 3/4.
Yeah,
which is
strictly
so
better.
much better, because to make this even a 3/3, you would have to dump 8 mana into it. So like, how is this playable?
It's a really slow card. So before rogues could do that with just their hero power, right? They could stack the hero power, and that was really, really strong. Like,
and
it would make rogues like really scary. But the thing is, especially right now, how the metagame is, there's like Harrison Jones everywhere, and just, I don't know, having this weapon and trying to buff it and leaving there, just sitting there for a long time is so
it just
dangerous.
Seems bad to me. Playing it on 4, you only have one attack with it.
You could play it and then try to leave it to one durability and then try to buff it a lot.
I just don't like it.
I don't know.
We'll have
so much
to
faster. See. Because also the thing is, a lot of other cards are coming out that play with your hero power, right? So if Rogue can find a way to maybe play this card and buff it really fast,
yeah, if there's something that like lets you use your hero power a lot or something. I mean, the other problem with it is, as long you're talking about like leaving up and buffing it, but as long as you're doing that, you're not getting your normal weapons, and that's huge for stuff like Oil Rogue to be able to Blade Flurry and stuff like that. So you don't want your weapon slot being held up by something.
Yeah, you're kind of cycling through weapons a lot as a rogue, but that's the thing. Like, depending on what other cards come out that can synergize with this, maybe who knows? But as it is, it's kind of like a subpar weapon to rogue.
To me, it's similar to Ball of Spiders in that there's kind of just a better card to use right now for this kind of ability.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Not really.
Also,
much use for it.
A lot of these cards seem a little slower, and it might be something that we see happen, especially since the focus is going into the hero power. You're not focusing into unloading hard into the board. I don't know, the gameplay might actually be slightly slower, so cards that are slower might be better. Who knows?
Yep. All right, so that's all the class cards, I believe. I didn't miss anything, did I?
No, I think you got them all.
We're good.
Sweet. All right, we can move on to neutrals, and then we'll go into legendaries. So we'll go a bit quicker through these neutrals. One of which, Maiden of the Lake, is a 4-cost minion, common rarity, 2 attack, 6 health, and it reads, your hero power costs 1. The important note is if you play 2 of these, your hero power still costs 1. They were very careful that they don't say your hero power reduces
good,
1.
because then you can just kill automatically with Mage, right?
And this card... Yes, exactly. This card seems super fun to me. I mean, it can remove some early stuff as a 2/6, and it's just like, I think it has the potential to combo with a lot of stuff we'll see later in the set, so...
I think the only deck that this can be run in is Druid. Paying 4 mana for anything is, like, anything that isn't Shredder is really slow.
I think it could go in a Mage that uses Kaldara Drake really well, potentially. I think it could go, again, I wouldn't at all relegate this to anything until we see the other hero power cards, because this is such a hero power set that this card could become really crucial for a lot of different mechanics, so. Yeah, that's exciting. Another card we're getting is Frost Giant. This is a 10-cost epic rarity minion. 8 attack, 8 health, and it reads costs 1 less for each time you use your hero power this game.
I am so excited for this guy.
This is one that we talked a lot about in the game night.
I think this is exclusively a Control Warrior card.
I think Control Warrior is the first one I thought.
Control Warrior, it could be really good in Control Warrior, or even Handlock you could probably...
I really don't think so. Handlock already has 4 giants. I don't think it needs another one.
I think Handlock's less optimal for sure. I'm not sure it needs more giants.
Because think about how many times you tap as Warlock. Even if you go to the extreme and coin out tap, you're still only tapping 3 times before you play your first minion, and then maybe you tap again. Okay, so now on turn 6 you can play a giant. I also could have played a giant on turn 3, and now on turn 6 I'd prefer to play my Sylvanas.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe Handlock's already saturated with the giants, but I don't know. Especially with decks that are going to be playing hero power a lot, this opens a lot of possibilities.
Totally. And a point I made when we were talking about this at the game night is it's an interesting card to evaluate because we haven't seen what the new meta is in terms of how often we're using hero powers compared to now. So like our
and
idea
maybe
of how
Big Game Hunter isn't good in the new meta. Who knows?
Yeah, totally. So yeah, how many times we're using hero powers now, totally different from how much we'll be using it post these cards. So it'll be interesting to see where Frost Giant fits
like in the future, hero powering in turn 2 and 3 might not be as bad.
So the big question, is this Mountain Giant or is this Clockwork Giant? We'll see.
True.
All right, another card we've got here is Kodo Rider, a 6-cost minion, epic rarity, 3 attack, 5 health, and reads Inspire, summon a 3/5 War Kodo. This reminds me a little bit of stuff like Hogger or Trogzor in terms of this thing that can just keep spawning other things, which is cool. 6 is a little bit expensive for it just because other 6 drops remove it so easily, especially if you can't, hero power.
So this
it.
guy in Druid seems really strong.
Yeah, I could see that, wild growth or getting it out early or something.
If you can get it out early and you can start hero powering and getting 3/5s are a thing, they're hard to remove and they can withstand a lot.
Yeah, I see this as another strong kind of middle card, kind of like Draenei Totem Carver, something you'll see in Arena a lot, but will take a really specific reason to be putting it into constructed decks.
It's an epic card. You'll never see it.
You'll be seeing it occasionally in Arena, but yeah, I think it's going to require a really specific deck to make it in a constructed. It won't be a staple or anything. The ability's fun though. Yeah. I like the idea of spawning more and more stuff and having to take it out. So
it's a liability. Cool. Your opponent has to get rid of it fast.
Yeah, it's just at turn 6, typically 5 health and 3 attack isn't what you're wanting.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff you're not wanting, we've got the Lowly Squire.
You totally want this.
I know, I'm kidding. I actually like this card. It's a common rarity minion. It is 1 cost, 1 attack, 2 health, and reads Inspire, gain +1 attack.
All right, I want to quickly spam my thoughts on this because I'm super passionate about this card. I like this card a lot. So let's just assume I'm playing a wacky crazy deck where I'm playing Hobgoblins, right? This is an amazing card because it can be played on turn 1, and if I don't draw it on turn 1, it can be played with my Hobgoblin, and that's really, really good.
Is this serious where we're going?
No, it's actually good with Hobgoblin. Think about it, it's insane.
A lot of cards are!
No, this card is insane, though. It's an actual 1-drop which can fight on turn 2, and it's a card that can synergize with your Hobgoblin at every time. Hobgoblin decks currently run cards like Lepidome, which isn't good because, granted, it's a 1-drop, but you can't actually combo it if you draw it later. This is a card which can now be run as a 1-drop and be comboed later.
Wait, why can't it be comboed later?
Because it has 2 attack and not 1 health. And not 1 attack.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait a minute. But Hobgoblin is just 1 attack, or is it 1-drop and 1 attack you need?
No. It has to be 1 attack.
Okay, so, alright. Why is it important that it's a 1-drop that works with Hobgoblin then?
Because there aren't very many that are good.
So you're saying it's filling out the Hobgoblin curve?
Yeah. It fills out the Hobgoblin curve. That's a serious...
I see.
It's a serious thing.
Sure. When Hobgoblin whatever is on the top of the ladder, dude, I'm going to be looking back on this conversation.
This card is going to be a good card in Hobgoblin decks, and I swear Hobgoblin might even be a good deck. Who knows?
All right. I'm going to disagree with you entirely on that second statement and agree with you entirely on that first statement. Right. But yeah, I like Lowly Squire. I'm curious if it can come in any other decks. I mean...
Probably not.
It's rough. Yeah.
Zombie Chow is better in every way.
That's a very good point. Because hero powering turn 2 with just Lowly Squire out, hard to justify that. Maybe if you coin out 2 Lowly Squires.
It's worth noting that I wish this card read +1 health, because the issue, and attack, and the issue with Undertaker, and before people yell, Undertaker 2.0, Undertaker, the issue was you could play multiple Death Rattle minions. You could only hero power once per turn without a second effect. So this card max AC surviving till turn 4, and even still you would have to hero power each turn, which means you're not developing more things while also buffing it. So I think this card should read +1 health.
I don't see much future for this card unless there's other cards that I don't know, make Inspire cards better
Wisp.
Or
it's Wisp.
It's not as bad as the Wisp, but it's down
it's
there.
Better than that.
It reminds me of
the
warrior mech that enrages.
Yeah, Warbot. Yeah, it's Warbot. There you go.
Yeah, with 1 less health.
But yeah. All right. All we've got left now are the legendaries, unless I missed something here.
You missed a couple.
Did I?
Yeah, you missed Silverhand Regent, and if you don't have it, and you also missed Garrison.
This is because I'm looking at a list that is not including those currently.
Yep.
You're right. All right. Go ahead and read those off then, Billy, because I don't have those in front of me.
Okay, so Silverhand Regent, which is one of the cards I want to talk about for a little bit here. It's a 3-cost 3/3. And it reads, Inspire, summon a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. Now, this is a neutral card, so now every class has access to Silverhand
Everyone
Recruit.
has Silverhand Recruits.
I don't know why that is. Yes, I think I said common rarity.
I'm not positive if you did.
Well, there you go. Common rarity.
Boom.
This card
By the way,
is
it's a common rarity.
This card is essentially the Tauren Corporal I made a couple weeks ago. It's a pretty cool card. I like it a lot, and I think Paladin almost auto includes it.
Imagine, turn 3, you play Regent, and then turn 2 you do something hero power, and then you can turn 5 Quartermaster. So, there are ways to...
It's also worth noting that this could be
quite nice.
This could be in Token Druid. You innovate out this on turn 1, and then turn 2 you play hero power, and then on turn 4 you play Violet Teacher, innovate Power of the Wild. You now have a massive board, a 4/4,
that does sound pretty good,
and a 4/6. That's incredible.
Also, Paladin doesn't have like that many 3-drops that they like dropping, honestly. They have Muster for Battle, and then they have like Elder Peacekeeper.
They're often playing Peacekeeper for tempo,
Yeah, you don't want to play the Peacekeeper, honestly. So this guy is actually quite good for the...
It is kind of annoying to drop on 3. It is kind of annoying to drop on 3 because you always want to do something on 4 as Paladin.
Yep, you want to drop Shredder, you want to do stuff, and if you're hero powering and playing like mini bot, you've probably already played your mini bot. So like, when are you gonna actually be hero powering?
Although we don't know what other cards are gonna come out. Maybe
this is true.
Yeah, we can say that for every card, so we don't have to keep saying
this is also true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Silverhound Regent is interesting. I'm not immediately going to like jump on and say this is a great card, but it does synergize well with Paladin, like you said, Token Druid. I think my biggest problem is, yet again, when will this deck archetype have time to be playing the hero power to where this isn't just going to get removed for you?
Yeah, that's the only thing that scares me, that it's going to end up like Dragons, which is awesome cards, but you just don't have the time.
Well, let's think of it this way. How good is it if it was 5 mana, summon a 3/3, and then get 2 1/1s? Like, is that good?
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good.
All right.
I like it.
Playing it on turn 5 works okay. So that's kind of a good test for it.
Yeah,
it's
but
even okay
I mean, Sludge Belcher. Anywho, next card.
That's the thing.
Garrison Commander. He's a 2-cost 2/3, and he's an epic rarity, and his effect reads, you can use your hero power twice on your turn.
This guy is quite cool. He has only 2 mana and 2/3. That is, I don't know. He probably will enable a lot of combos.
Right? You know what this means, right? You turn 1 Lowly Squire. You turn 2 Garrison Commander. You turn 3 Silverhand Regent. And on turn 4, you hero power twice. And now your board is massive.
Exactly. And for some reason, your opponent is playing nothing.
Yeah,
your opponent AFK in the meantime.
It is an amazing game.
He disconnected on turn 1, you've already won, but it doesn't matter.
I do like the idea of having a 2/3 that people have to kill. That's kind of like what the name is eluding me now. The 2/3 Mage Mech that freezes things. Snowchugger.
Yeah. I think he'll be a really, really good card. I think that he won't be used in certain classes, but I think in almost everything he's used.
Garrison Commander seems like a cornerstone in decks that are gonna be based on Inspire, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah.
So I think do we want to move on to Champion Sarad?
Yeah, we can start going into the legendaries here. And do I have that one in front of me? I think I actually do. Champion. I don't know why I can't find that one.
You just want me to finish up here?
Go ahead and read it. I don't know why I can't see that one.
This Argent, sorry, not Argent, what am I talking about? This Nexus Champion Sarad.
Oh, I was looking at, okay,
5-cost, 4/5 with Inspire, add a random spell to your hand.
Yes.
So this card's kind of interesting. There are a lot of bad spells in the game, which is kind of an issue with this card, but I mean, it could work, maybe. I don't know, you want to do a lot of things on turn 5.
It's really cool in Mage with Kuldara, especially if you have a discounted hero power.
Exactly.
Or imagine like playing Nexus Champion, so you play Sarad, and turn 5, turn 6, you play Garrison Commander and double hero power.
Yeah, I mean, this card has a lot going for it. 4/5 for 5, not terrible. Top decking it actually gets you back in the game and can get you value. Even late game, you can play it in hero power when you play it, so that's pretty nice.
You mean I can play a 7-cost 4/5, deal 1 damage, and draw a silence? That seems pretty good.
It's just nice because it gives you some longevity.
Silence can be very valuable sometimes.
Like if you're in a top deck war with someone and you draw this, then you can keep drawing stuff on it until they can remove it. So it actually really makes you competitive in that sort of situation. So if you're ahead, it helps you win more. If you're behind, it can help you catch up though. And the body's pretty nice. It's not amazing if you're behind. But I think it fills a lot of different roles. It doesn't have terrible stats for its cost and is just incredibly fun. So I see a lot of potential from this card. And then it has all the combo stuff we can't even think of now.
Yeah. There's crazy things that this thing can do. But overall, I think the quality of spells it's going to add to your hand aren't good enough. But
it depends what good enough means. I think it could be played.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it.
You want to talk about Sky Captain Crag?
Oh yeah, Sky Captain Crag, legendary 7-cost minion, 4 dex, 6 health, pirate type, so your captain's parrots can start grabbing this guy. He has Okay, so his text reads, charge! Costs one less for each friendly pirate. Also, it is a pirate riding a parrot and using a hook hand lance. So this is where the flavor of this is coming in.
That is amazing. That is so cool.
That all said, this card stinks.
But, like, I don't know. Pirate cards are, like, so bad. Like, if we want a bad archetype or, like, a bad tribe in the game, does it really have to be this bad? Like, a 4/6 with charge is just a bad card, right? You already have Arcane Golem, which is strictly better than this card in every way, even in a pirate deck. Or even Wolf Rider is strictly better in every deck
Billy,
this.
Does an Arcane Golem have charge?
No, you're right, it doesn't. Well, you could actually... Oh, wait, there's actually a technical advantage to running this card over an Arcane Golem or
You can
Wolf
get it
Rider.
from Captain's Parrot.
You can get it from Captain's Parrot.
Yes, sir.
That, I don't think, is good enough. Also... There's not very many pirate minions.
How is Captain's Parrot not 1 mana? Like, if Web Spinner is an existing card, how can that not be 1 mana?
Well, Web Spinner came out later, and you could argue that...
I guess it's Battlecry instead of Death Rattle. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. Novice
I don't know. I think that this guy can be cool. I mean, for a pirate deck, this guy can be a cool finisher.
Stop.
Come on.
No, Andres, you've gone too far. 4 attack is not a finisher. It just doesn't work.
It's bad.
Imagine rogue deck. You have a couple pirates out. You can cast this guy for 4 or 5, and then you cold blood.
If I'm casting it for 4 or 5, why can't I instead?
If you're finishing with it, why don't you run a golem?
Hold on. Let's just say that we are doing this, right?
Okay.
Why don't
we'll
I
live in this hypothetical world?
Why don't I instead try and get this guy out for 4? Why don't I play a Wolf Rider for 3, Cold Blood, and Faceless for the same amount of mana that I normally would have paid for this card?
It's hard to justify, though I imagine when Craglock is a thing on top of the ladder, we're all going to be sitting here sad.
I'm just glad that pirates are getting a few more cards. Do pirates have a legendary?
They do. Yeah, the...
I guess Greenskin.
Greenskin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
it's the last note I have on this is I retain my theory that pirates exist as a trap for new players to trick them into playing bad cards as they open them.
Does it really work though? Like, I don't think it does.
Know.
No,
I don't know.
It's not good.
It's just weird. All right.
I also wonder if there's going to be more pirates coming out, or this is just the only one.
I honestly hope not.
I think it is sad because every time you see a pirate card, they're like, well, there's a wasted card.
Hey, pirates could become a thing. The ones right now are kind of crappy, but if enough good ones come out.
If they were going to come even close to being good, they wouldn't have made this pirate legendary. Like, this is like, just
The interesting thing is most pirates don't actually synergize with... The good pirates don't synergize with other pirates. It's the good pirates are the ones that like synergize with weapons, which is interesting.
True.
All right. So we've got, I think, one legendary left. Yes. And this one was announced, I believe, just today. It is Justicar Trueheart, a legendary 6-cost minion. 6 attack and 3 health, and reads Battle Cry. Replace your starting hero power with a better one.
Do you have the hero powers in front of you, or would you like me to go over them?
This card is ridiculous.
So in Druid, your hero power will become gain 2 armor and gain 2 attack. In Hunter, it will become deal 3 damage to your enemy hero. Mage, it will become deal 2 damage. In Paladin, it will become summon 2 Silverhand recruits. In Priest, it will become restore 4 health. In Rogue, it will become equip a 2/2 weapon instead of a 1/2 weapon. In Shaman, you'll be able to choose from your totem.
I think that's the coolest one.
From Warlock, you will not take any damage when you use Life Tap. And from Warrior, you will gain 4 instead of 2 armor.
All right, so everyone, just quick, what's your favorite of the hero power editions?
Shaman, for sure.
Billy?
Shaman's my favorite, but Priest is the strongest.
I think Shaman's my favorite, but I think Warrior is is possibly the one that will get the most use out of this. I just think this is so good in Control Warrior.
I don't know.
This
card
is so
gets
cool.
enough armor as it is. It doesn't really need more armor. Also, 6 mana.
I don't know about that.
6 mana is really constricted for Warrior. They have a lot of cards they want to be playing.
Replace an armor shield maiden with this, and then you basically can still do on the next turn. You can get 4, and then immediately hit with the shield slam.
Warrior gives you 4 armor, not 3, right? It gives you 4.
Yeah. So you can suddenly do shield slams for 4.
That seems really strong, especially for like if you're trying to outlast aggro or something. 4 armor turn is like, oh my god, that's
you suddenly just beat the priest in the mill
Yeah,
unless they play as
absolutely.
well. Yeah.
Well, you don't if they're also running
I
the
think
card.
you're right. This might be really strong in Warrior. I don't
This is
know.
true.
I want to see. With the cards coming out, this card can be so insane. And the
Yeah,
thing
well,
is,
we
it's a
can't
battle
say
cry,
that,
so
right? We
you
can't
always
say,
get
like,
the.
More stuff is coming. Like, of course, more stuff is coming. Let's talk about how
Well,
it
no,
actually
I think it's a good point because not all cards interact with hero power, so it's a good thing to bring up for cards that do, especially ones that change the hero power itself. That's like the mechanic of this set, so I think that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I was just gonna say it's a
I
battle
think-
cry, so it's permanent. Once you play this card, your hero power is set.
That is an important point for sure.
There are a lot of things here that you might not instantly see. For instance, now there are two classes which instantly beat Mage, Freeze Mage in particular, which now Druid can, because they're gaining 2 armor each turn. As long as they get out True Heart, they can outlast Mage because they'll just have more health than Mage can deal damage. Assuming it's just standard Freeze Mage. Priest now has a 4 damage ping in the ability of Vulcanized Soul Priest.
Yep.
Which is legitimately insane. Like, a 4 damage ping is... That's really, really, really good. And the ability to select totems is, like, insane. Like, being able to play a taunt totem when you need to protect your board, being able to play a spell damage totem when you need to clear the board, all of this is
I feel
insane.
like, in general, this card slows the game down more than speeds it up because the defensive hero powers get such a huge buff from it.
I agree
You're
with
doubling
that.
your hero power as priest, you're doubling your armor as warrior. You're only getting 1 more attack on your thing as hunter. So
I think
it
this
seems
card
like-
seems really strong for like control decks, right?
Yeah.
That are aiming to prolong the game for a long time.
And after
I also
want
want to mention that this is perfect curve for playing this on turn 6, and then on turn 7 playing Hero Power Quartermaster for 2 silver-handed
Yeah.
roots.
This is true. Yeah, there's a lot of cool potential for this card. It's just an exciting card in general. Changes the card or the game up so much. I think it looks good enough that I could see it becoming standard in quite a few different decks. I don't think it's going to be like every deck, but a lot. Decks that you're hoping to close out by
It's
turn 7
still
or 8,
worth
not
noting-
super valuable.
It's still worth noting that this card only has 3 health. Like, this dies
Yes,
to
sir.
a 2-drop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That
it's,
is one of
it's
the
very,
problems.
not a good stat wise, not a good card, but it will trade. Like if your opponent just played, let's say, a Sylvanas or something like that, or a Thorson, you'll still trade with that. But if your opponent has a full board of like small guys, it will be pretty bad.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So, seems like pretty positive on this card overall. I am curious where it's going to be seeing the most use. I still think Control Warrior is a pretty good choice from it. But yeah, either of you guys have like a top deck for this to go into?
Ooh, Control Warrior seems really good.
I think Druid instantly wins against Zoo if they innovate this out. like legitimately,
man.
being able to deal 2 damage to anything you want and also not take 2 of that damage that you would normally be taking.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good effect. And at first I didn't realize the power that had, but that's, like, insane. Like, killing a knife juggler and only taking 1 damage from attacking it is really, really good.
Yeah, how many
Mage-
times is... Go ahead.
Sorry, Mage might be good, but probably not.
I feel like Mage's biggest buff from this is getting it from Unstable Portal.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll be
no,
ridiculous.
please stop.
Play it on turn 3. Okay, to this rest game, I have a super
Warlock,
ping.
Warlock, honestly, is probably the one that gets the least benefit.
Yeah, I'm not huge on it for Warlock, because that's even like a bad thing for Handlock, and for Zoolock, it's too slow. You don't really care about the little bit of health.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see
know,
this
it kinda
guy
seems useless.
being really good with Warlock, to be
I could
honest.
see playing like a demon lock thing.
Yeah.
But even then, like the 2
Decent.
health, honestly, is never like that much of a trouble.
You're not always tapping that much.
And your
for
hero
a game.
power is not gonna get
I'm
better.
picturing a control demon thing, not like what
Yeah.
you're used to seeing, which is like a zoo demon. I'm picturing.
No,
a
I
new
was,
type
I was
of
thinking like Demon
deck.
Lock kind of Handlocky thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
I don't know. It could be. I don't want to write it off completely, but Warlock is the least exciting to me from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's necessarily.
I don't like the rogue one.
What if
I
let's
like-
draw 2 cards?
Oh, rip.
But yeah, the Rogue one also. I'm
No,
not,
that'll be too OP.
not super excited about getting 1 more attack on the weapon.
Oh,
I mean, it's
wait,
good.
no, wait. We're completely wrong. Hunter's the most boring. You don't actually get anything out of that. That's
I
really
get
bad.
3 damage.
Yeah, but
You get an extra
you're
damage.
not, like, turn 6, you're too busy playing Hyman.
No, Billy, I believe you mean everyone will be too busy playing Ball of Spiders to play this. So.
Yep. Ball of spiders, new matter.
All right, and there we have all of the cards. So now that we've gone through them all, quick wrap up on this in general. What do you guys think of this first announcement? Any particular like broad themes from it you think are interesting, or
I'm very
Overall, I
excited
think
for. Oh, go ahead.
Inspire is overall. I'm pretty sure Inspire is a pretty weak mechanic, at least from what we've seen so far. And for people that don't understand that, I mean, it's very slow playing a hero power. Unless we see more cards that obviously work with it. And you could say that like Garrison Commander works with it, but that's even slower because now you're paying 2 extra mana to do that. So, well, you're paying 4 extra mana to do it because you're playing the Garrison Commander and then the second mana for the hero power. But anyway, point being, I don't like I like Inspire as a mechanic, but all the cards are so overcosted for it. So I don't know. That's my overall thoughts on the thing.
Yeah,
but I like the
think
theme,
that might
and
go
I
back.
like a lot of the cards. But
Right. I love the idea of Inspire. I think you're right that if it necessarily, this is just the standard for it, or if these were the only cards coming, I would say, it seems underpowered. I'm losing that 2 mana on your curve fairly consistently. Like, if you're hero powering when you don't otherwise want to be hero powering, just so you can get that effect, reminds you of like emptying your hand with hunters so you can play quick shots. Like, you don't actually want to be playing suboptimally for such low rewards.
Silverhand Regent is the only card I like Inspire on.
Yeah, I think that I like it in Nexus Champion Sarad. I think it's pretty darn cool there. I don't know if it will necessarily be competitive, but I definitely like it there. But the other 2 or 3 Inspires they had weren't too inspiring, I will agree.
That was just too easy. I don't even like that one.
Yeah,
like,
that one was too
I
simple.
can't even respond to that. It's just
that one I sent it to you. That's a little silver platter.
Hey, any mechanic that lets me pun off it easily, I am going to be a big fan of. I won't be battle crying any tears over that. Yeah. All right. But yes, I think the idea of Inspire, as I said at the beginning, and the idea of this focus on hero powers is fantastic. So that I like.
I am excited for Totem Shaman. I really hope that becomes a thing. I would love the idea of Totem Shaman. I don't know. It might happen. I think they're making a push for it in this expansion, as far as I can tell. And I would love if something like that happened, like with Blackrock Mountain, when I was hoping there was a change for Warrior and a new deck would be introduced and maybe would make it a little more appealing to me. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen to Shaman. Just a little revitalizing thing and makes me play the class. It's a class that I've been wanting to play for a while, but it's just a class that has been suffering a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hopeful for that as well. I'm wary from the cards that are out yet, but because of how powerful Totem Golem is, I can just see Shaman making some sort of comeback. Now, quick thing. What is the Grim Patron of the cards announced so far? The card that no one expects, but then becomes the combo card that inspires a deck? No, definitely not.
How about we answer this once more cards are revealed? Because I feel like the Grim Patron might still be out there. We might not have seen it yet.
From what they've announced so far, I think it's either Koldara Drake or Lock and Load.
Although Koldara Drake looks really good right off the bat. If we're going to choose a real Grim Patron, it has to be a card that looks really bad at first, but it's going to be amazing.
I'm telling you, dude, it's Lowly Squire. Lowly Squire will be a good card.
That's not what I'm asking.
No.
I'm saying literally creates a deck built around the card.
Well, not built around, but like it will.
I'm saying built around it. It is the win condition.
Grim Patron isn't the win condition of Grim Patron.
It's one of the two. It's
not even the win condition. How often do you actually, as a Grim Patron, kill the opponent with Grim Patron?
If that is the case, I'm gonna go for just the card True Heart for now.
Well, okay. That's fair. That gets one of the prerequisites. That gets it could be the backbone of the deck. It doesn't get the other prerequisite, which is no one thinks it's good.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's hard to find those two. I don't know if there's one in what they've released so far. I think the only ones that have potential are Lock and Load and Koldara Drake and maybe Sarad. But I don't know if people think those are bad. So you have a point with a Lowly Squire building. It could be better than people think.
Maybe even Poison Blade. It looks so bad right now, but who knows?
No, that's not happening.
You're going to be at rank 16 playing your Lowly Squire.
That's it. I'm doing it. Next season, I am playing exclusively Lowly Squire Hobgoblin deck once it comes out. Until the end of the season. And whatever rank I end up at, if it's higher than yours, you have to say Lowly Squire is a good card.
All right. Well, that's an interesting bet that I am not going to take.
Damn it.
Because I am almost sure you're going to win it. Gosh darn it. I have faith in Lowly Squire, despite having absolutely no faith in Lowly Squire.
I can convince you to have faith. Lowly Squire is a good card.
Good luck. I actually want to see you be able to do that. I'm going to say let's wait until we see the rest of the cards. Wait a minute. You said you didn't like Inspire.
I don't like Inspire, but on Lowly Squire, it's a 1-drop that can be sometimes good as a 2-drop. So
okay, because there are none of those.
There aren't really, other than Zombie
All right.
Chow, and that's counterproductive in a Hobgoblin deck.
This is true. I don't know. I think there was some that can be okay. Like Zombie Chow is okay as a 2-drop if you have nothing else.
No, but I was just saying in a Hobgoblin deck.
Oh, in a Hobgoblin deck. I missed that. Yes, you're totally right. All right. And that should do it then for our episode and our rundown of these cards. This is definitely exciting news. We'll see how many cards they announce over the coming weeks.
Exciting times. I can't wait. I'm ready to do my low pre-purchase, and I have all my gold saved up. So once the expenditure hits, I'm gonna hit it with the ground running.
Yep, I'm gonna do the pre-purchase as well. I've got about 2,000 gold saved up, so I'll be able to get some additional packs as well, and just definitely dump a lot into this. Exciting times for sure. And Billy, I'm sure you're gonna buy like 60,000 packs.
At least.
That's about right.
At least.
It's about it's spot on.
You got to get a full gold set.
Yeah.
You can't have people thinking you're a casual.
I have to have my golden Lowly Spire.
Of course. Yes, you're going to craft that right away. I'm
actually saving 800 dust to craft a golden Lowly Squire on day one. It's going to be the very first thing I do when it's announced.
I love it. You need to just make a video of just doing that.
I think I've actually got 800 dust ready to go. Sweet, I'll do that.
All right. There you go. There will definitely be and then when they inevitably debuff the overpowered Lowly Squire, you can get all of your dust back.
There is a reason that this card didn't read +1 health. Like, I guarantee they originally had it as +1 health.
Yep.
Because...
You mean +1 and +1.
Yeah, +1 attack and health.
But they were afraid it became another Undertaker.
Yeah. Like, there's no way you just made this card. This card is bad.
I think the difference with making another Undertaker... and we're going back to discussing Lowly Squire, but hey, it's such an interesting card, is an Undertaker, you were developing your board while buffing your Undertaker. In Lowly Squire, if you turn 2 hero power, you're not developing your board, so it doesn't actually seem the same at all. But yeah, maybe it was still slightly OP.
Developing your board with hero power.
Or a shaman.
That doesn't count. Shaman sucks.
Maybe the wound is still too fresh with Undertaker. The world is not ready for Undertaker number 2.
They just didn't want the outcry. Yeah. This is true. They didn't want the outcry.
I need to go 3-craft deck, because apparently I'm making a Hobgoblin deck.
I want to see that. Hey, I beat Heroic Wing with a Hobgoblin Druid, so I'm not knocking Hobgoblin. I'm just saying Hobgoblin is terrible, so.
Wow.
All right, so everyone, you can find us on iTunes. Just search Hearthaholics. We did have an iTunes review this week. It was 5 stars, and it came to us from Aid Anderson. And so it's a really interesting review in that it is apparently a parody song of the song Stan by Eminem. The review deck is your biggest fan. My name is Stan, and I admit, since I don't know the song nor any of the history behind this, it made very little sense to me. But if anyone wants to check it out, I'll link it in the show notes, and you can check it out on iTunes. Just search us there, and you'll find all our reviews. And definitely thank you to Aid Anderson for leaving this review that confuses me.
Thanks, man. We love poetry and songs. So if you feel like writing songs and poetry and parodies, as reviews, feel free.
We should have Eminem on the episode.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the funniest thing ever? Eminem turns out to be like a high legend rank player. He listens
what would he play though? Rogue, probably.
I think Eminem would be a hunter player.
Probably
I think it would be a rogue.
face hunter.
No, I don't think he'd be a face hunter. I think he'd be a mid-range hunter. I think that.
Yeah, he's a thoughtful guy.
Yeah.
This is true. All right. You can also email us if you want to send your thoughts about whether or not we should get Eminem on the show at hearthaholics@gmail.com. We did not have a listener topic this week because we were taking a break from our normal format to discuss all this crazy new news, but definitely send us some listener topics for future weeks and we will have them on the show. You can also find us on Twitter at Hearthaholics. You can also search Hearthaholics on YouTube or Facebook and find us there. We are a member of the Whales Are Whales network, so you can find other awesome shows like this with other awesome people like us on whalesorewhales.com or follow the Whales Are Whales Twitter account on Twitter, because where else would a Twitter account be? And it's kind of the master feed of all our shows, so that'll tweet out any episodes we put out for any of the shows under the Whales Are Whales banner. Definitely check that out. We also run a game night for the Angry Chicken, our fellow Hearthstone podcast that inspired all of this. So check out their subreddit, /TAC podcast. And you can find all the details I post every week about our game night. It is Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Daily Time. So yeah, we do tavern brawls typically nowadays, and they are incredibly fun. And we just had one last night, and it was a total blast. So definitely check that out. And I just revealed that we record on Thursdays instead of Fridays. So fun little note there. As for where you can find our other work, you can find all my stuff on Whales or Whales. And then additionally, I am Lord Meldor. That is LordMeldorr on Twitter. Andres, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at iPlayGames. You spell that IPLAI Games. You can also find the music that I do, including the intro song to this podcast, over at my website, massevemusic.com. You spell that MASSEVE music. Go check it out.
Nice. And Billy?
You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/bbrawly. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/BrawlyHS. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/bbrawly. And if you give me like 2 seconds, I can even give you the context of this week.
That isn't important. I did them. All right. So until next week, everyone, here is our flavor text of the week. It's adorable. And oh my goodness, why is it eating my face?
Begin.